Welcome to Cinema Bites.
방송하시네. 아유. 가둬놨어. 좀비 감옥이.
Your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes, the Zombieverse series. And we are waiting for the program to start. At this moment, a young woman enters the studio and meets the man she is supposed to be with. We notice exhaustion on her face. Suddenly, she lowers her head to the ground, and the man who is supposed to be with her approaches her and leans over her. But suddenly, she attacks him. Here, the guests of honor are seen happy because they think she wants to kiss the man, as she has agreed to be with him. But she attacks him and bites him because she is infected with the zombie virus. The man dies, but after a few minutes, he rises and transforms into a zombie like her. He starts attacking the people in the studio, turning them into zombies. The guests of honor become scared because they are the only survivors in the place. They decide to escape from the studio to avoid becoming like them. Indeed, they manage to successfully escape and save themselves. They get into a car, but on the way, they are shocked to see the news on social media talking about the spread of zombies throughout the entire city. The driver tells them that the journey to a safe village will be long, but the car needs fuel. He says he must go to a station. The guests object, saying the station will surely have zombies, and if they see them, they will attack and eat them. But the driver ignores their concerns, takes them to the station, and gets out to refuel the car. He takes the car key with him, apologizing for his behavior, saying he had to do this to ensure they wouldn't abandon him. Suddenly, zombies attack and kill the driver. The zombies also attack the car, but due to the darkness, they cannot see the people inside. The zombies leave, and the guests realize that zombies cannot see in the dark. They agree among themselves and select two people to get out of the car, one to retrieve the key from the driver, and the other to refuel the car. The chosen individuals are the journalist Tilden and the comedian Hong. They are very scared, but have no choice but to risk their lives to escape the zombies. Unfortunately, the plan fails due to a zombie attack. In the end, they manage to return to the car with difficulty. The plan fails, and they are forced to try again. This time, new people are chosen: the actress Choki and the athlete Sai. Tilden also goes with them to help. The plan succeeds. Choki retrieves the car key from the driver, and Si manages to refuel the car. They return to the car and escape the station, successfully avoiding the zombies there. On the way, the guests of honor are happy because they escaped danger. But Tilden, who is driving, is not paying attention, and unfortunately, he causes an accident. The famous journalist sitting next to him dies. The car is damaged due to the severity of the accident. The guests decide to enter a supermarket to hide. They quickly get out of the car, with Sid carrying Roy on his back because she is injured. They successfully enter the supermarket before the zombies see them. Choki and Hong explore the supermarket to ensure it is safe. Suddenly, a supermarket employee attacks Hong. She was turning into a zombie and tried to bite him, but Choki manages to save him. They discover a room in the supermarket filled with people who have survived the zombies. The guests of honor plead with the survivors to let them in. After confirming they are not infected, the survivors welcome them. There are 10 people in the room. They begin to get to know each other, including 2 American tourists who are brothers. The brothers suggest leaving the supermarket for a safer place. They all agree and gather the necessary supplies in a large box. As they try to carry the box into the room, it opens, and all the supplies fall to the ground. The noise attracts zombies who attack and kill the brothers. Everyone in the room is terrified by the horrifying scene. An elderly man panics and tells the survivors he will not stay in this place or wait for the zombies to kill him. He decides to leave with his daughter to save themselves. Hong warns him that this is a mistake and will endanger both their lives, but the man ignores him and leaves with his daughter. The survivors decide to try again. This time, they choose 2 new people, Hong and Tik, to leave the room quietly. Tik goes to the drink section, where he encounters a group of zombies. He bravely fights them and manages to escape back to the room. Meanwhile, Hong retrieves a bag of supplies and water. The zombies hear the noise and attack him, but Tik rescues him, and they return to the room. Sid tells them they now have water in the bag, but still need food. Roy suggests a plan, saying she will sit in a shopping cart, protect her head with another cart, and distract the zombies while the others gather food. They agree and execute the plan. Roy screams loudly, attracting the zombies to her. The others gather food. John, the American tourist, saves Roy and brings her back to the room. However, Axel, one of the survivors, trips and is attacked and killed by zombies. The survivors are devastated by Axel's death, but Sid encourages them to stay strong and continue the plan. They come up with a new plan. All the survivors will leave the supermarket, protecting themselves with shopping carts, and attack the zombies to kill them. They execute the plan, successfully killing the zombies and leaving the supermarket. They head to the parking garage, where they encounter more zombies. They decide to hide in a tent in the garage to come up with a plan to escape. When they enter the tent, they see a set of car keys and decide to head to the garage to come up with a plan to escape. Upon entering the tent, they see the car keys again and decide to head to the garage to take a car and escape. They ask Chucky, Hong, and Dr. Rocky to gather the zombies around them to buy time while they try the car keys on the vehicles in the garage to find one that works. They proceed with the plan, and Chucky, Hong, and Rocky climb onto the roof of a car and start screaming loudly to attract the zombies. However, they become frightened by the zombies' aggressive attack. At this moment, the old man Rhea, who had been hiding in one of the cars in the garage, uses a mounted weapon in the car to blow up the zombies and draw their attention to himself. This allows the survivors to escape and return to the tent. Chucky approaches Rhea and tells him that she was very worried about him and is thankful he survived. She asks him to return to the tent with her, but he refuses, saying he was injured in the leg and will turn into a zombie in a few hours. He asks her to inform the survivors that he will help them escape the garage, pointing out a crane with its key inside. He instructs them to use it to lift a car and escape the garage. She thanks him, leaves him behind, and returns to the tent to relay his message. Teak assigns Roy and Hong the task of using the crane to lift the car out of the garage for a quick escape. They proceed with the plan, but Roy struggles to operate the crane as it is her first time using one. She keeps trying until the zombies attack and kill her due to her injuries. Hong starts laughing hysterically and apologizes to Roy, explaining that he didn't mean for this to happen. Sid gets annoyed with him, saying this is no time for laughter. He explains that he suffers from a rare condition where he laughs uncontrollably when stressed or scared. Despite the difficult situation, the survivors laugh with Hong about his condition. Sid tells him his condition is oddly amusing. Later, Sid suggests that Roy and Rock approach the zombies to see if they will attack them, as they were injured earlier. They walk into the midst of the zombies, but the zombies ignore them because they haven't turned yet. They return to the tent and inform the survivors of their findings. Teak instructs Roy and Rock to use the crane to lift the car out of the garage for a quick escape. They succeed, and the survivors board the car, taking Roy and Rock with them. They leave Rhea behind in the garage as he has fully turned into a zombie. The next day, the survivors reach a safe village to hide. Roy and Rock show signs of turning into zombies. Roy, upset with Hong, blames him for their predicament and vows to make him her first victim when she fully turns. Rock asks the group to stop the car so he and Roy can get off and let the others continue their journey safely. Teak refuses, saying they won't abandon them. The group takes out their food to eat, and Hong mentions they need to find more food as their supplies will only last a day. Suddenly, the car stops. Tilden points out 2 cars blocking the road and says they need to move them aside to continue their journey. The group gets out to search the cars and finds a girl unconscious in one of them. They try to approach her to see if she's alive, but she turns out to be a zombie restrained by her seatbelt. They then open the trunk of a large car, expecting it to be full of zombies, but instead find it filled with food and clothes. They rejoice and start transferring the supplies to their car. However, they stop when they hear zombie noises approaching. Rock jumps into the food truck and drives it away, while the group escapes in their car, continuing their journey. After hours of driving, they reach a village. But are stopped by 2 men who refuse to let them in, suspecting them of being zombies. The group pleads with them to allow entry. The men go to consult the village chief. Meanwhile, the group hides the signs of Roy and Rock's transformation by applying makeup to avoid suspicion. After a long wait, the 2 men return, and one reveals himself as the village chief. He explains that he had to test their trustworthiness to protect his village. He allows them entry, providing food, water, and rooms to rest. The group thanks him and eats ravenously, having gone hungry for a long time. During their meal, they hear a girl crying over her father's death, but remain unaffected due to their recent experiences. Afterwards, Sid and Teak offer condolences to the girl and return to the table. Sid remarks that the food tastes suspicious, and Hong agrees it might be too late to worry since they've already eaten a lot. It turns out Sid's suspicions are correct. The girl crying over her father was acting in collusion with the chief to convince the group that the village was under zombie attack and had suffered losses. Later that night, the chief enters the group's room and kidnaps Hong and Petrie, John's American tourist brother, offering them as food to his zombie mother. It is revealed that the chief is obsessed with his mother and has been feeding survivors to her since she turned into a zombie. Meanwhile, Tilden wakes up to find himself tied up. He wakes the rest of the group, who are shocked to discover Hong and Petrie are missing. Teak manages to free his hands and helps untie the others, but they can't free their legs without a sharp object. Sid suggests calling out to Rock and Roy and checking on them to figure out who kidnapped Hong and Petrie. And we know that the team asked Rock and Roy to sleep in a separate room from them, because they were afraid they might transform at night and attack them. At that moment, the team wakes Rock and Roy from their sleep, apologizes for making them sleep in another room, and asks them to look for the key in the room and come to unlock the door for them. They agree. And at the same time, we see Hong and Petrie freeing themselves and starting to search for a way to escape. They notice a window behind the mayor's mother. Petrie asks Hong to distract her so they can pass through the window. He follows her instructions, and she manages to escape through the window while he covers the mayor's mother's head with a basket and escapes. Meanwhile, the team manages to break the door using the wooden pieces in the room. They get out to the street, where they see a large factory. They enter it and begin searching for anything that could help free their legs. At that moment, they find scissors, which they use to free themselves. They then ask the team to search the factory for anything that could aid in their escape from the village. Chucky screams upon seeing a large group of zombies on the ground floor of the factory. Simultaneously, the mayor and the villagers enter the factory, instructing them to search for the team and take revenge on them because his mother bit him due to not eating the prey they had prepared for her, which was Hong and Petri. Chucky hears this and becomes frightened, screaming loudly. The mayor notices her and orders the villagers to bring her to him and find the rest of the team. The team hides in various places, but the villagers spot Chucky and take her to the mayor. The mayor punishes her by locking her in a cage surrounded by zombies, telling her that no one, not even her friends, will be able to save her. He leaves, and she begins screaming, pleading with the team to rescue her. Tico assures her not to worry, promising they will save her and never abandon her. At that moment, Petri and Hong arrive and inform them that the mayor is evil and has been holding them captive to serve as food for his mother. Tilden responds that they already know everything. Tico asks Tilden to go to the office to retrieve the cage key. Tilden agrees and goes to the office, retrieves the key from the cabinet, and notices a remote-controlled toy car. He gets an idea to attach the key to the car and control it using the remote. Unfortunately, the plan fails when a zombie collides with the car, causing the key to fall to the ground. Tico then comes up with another plan and asks a team member to sacrifice themselves to execute the plan and save Chucky. John volunteers to sacrifice himself. Following Tico's plan, they smear zombie blood on John's clothes to make him appear as one of them. He approaches Chucky and gives her the key, but Tico urges him to hurry before the blood dries on his clothes. Unfortunately, the blood dries, and the zombies sense him, attacking and biting his neck. Tico rushes to him, fights off the zombies, and rescues him. John's injury is severe, and he is expected to transform faster than Rock and Roy. Meanwhile, Chucky tries to fend off the zombies to escape the cage. Tico advises her to climb a rope on the ground without alerting the zombies. Rock, Roy, and John decide to distract the zombies, allowing Chucky to escape. She manages to escape but fails to climb the rope. Tico sacrifices himself by descending to the rope's end, lifting her from the other side and climbing back up to join the team. Rock, Roy, and John are overjoyed to have saved Chucky. However, the mayor arrives, capturing Roy, Rock, and John. He threatens the team, saying he will kill them unless they surrender. They are forced to comply. At that moment, a strange car crashes into the factory, and a mysterious man named Sal emerges. He is revealed to be a journalist who attacks the mayor and the villagers, feeding them to the zombies. He rescues the team, takes them to his house, and assures them they are now safe. He has equipped his house with all necessary zombie defenses. The team is shocked to see their photos on his bulletin board. Sal explains that when he learned zombies had taken over the city, he started monitoring survivors to save them. They were among those he rescued. Sal advises isolating John in a separate room as he has only a few hours before transforming. He ties a musical device to John's mouth to prevent him from biting them. He then shows the team the place where he detains zombies that attack his house. Sal begins training them to defend themselves against potential attacks. He takes them to a combat area, introducing them to a basic weapon he created that can kill zombies with one strike. The ammunition is potatoes. He trains the team to use the weapon, and C proves to be the best shot, hitting zombie heads on the first try. Later, Sal demonstrates his combat skills to the team by fighting a zombie equipped with the same musical device as John. Meanwhile, Roy and Rock drink, paying no attention to the training, knowing they will fully transform into zombies in a few hours. John, overwhelmed with emotion, records a video message for his sister Petri, as he has only an hour left to live before transforming. The team returns to the house and Petri checks on her brother, breaking down upon discovering he has died. Rock consoles her, but John suddenly wakes up, attempting to attack them. However, he is restrained due to being tied to the bed. Petri leaves the room, heartbroken, reminiscing about their memories together. Sal interrupts, informing the team that he has contacted the rescue team and learned they send a boat twice daily to transport survivors from the port of Seoul to a survivor camp. He tells them, "We need to move now before you miss the boat's schedule." So they head to the port, but they arrive late and see the boat leaving. Sally tells them, "There's an amusement park near the port. Wait there because another boat will arrive in 3 hours." He leaves them and goes. Meanwhile, they enter the amusement park and Shoka and Teak turn on the electricity, lighting up the park. The lights attract the zombies, who head towards them. The team notices a group of survivors hiding in the amusement park. Roy and Rocky blow a horn to gather the zombies around them, luring them onto the ship, where they trap all the zombies and then activate the ship. After rescuing the survivors, Sid tells the team, "We need to hide in a ride and get off before the boat arrives." They choose the Ferris wheel. In the control room, they find an employee hiding. When he sees them, he screams and begs them not to eat him. They reassure him, saying, "First, we're going to ride the Ferris wheel. After 2 hours, stop it so we can leave the amusement park." He agrees, But a few minutes later, the team hears the employee screaming and realizes the zombies attacked and killed it. They panic because they're stuck on the ride and can't get down. Teak calls out to Rocky and Roy, asking them to go to the control room to stop the ride so they can get off. Rocky and Roy go, and Roy communicates with the team via a walkie-talkie, jokingly saying, "I won't stop the ride, I'll come to you and eat you." The team gets scared, thinking she's serious. Suddenly, Rocky and Roy faint. Moments later, they wake up, fully transformed into zombies. Roy starts screaming, saying she wants to find Hong's cart to take revenge on him. She stops the Ferris wheel near Hong's cart, attacks him, and bites him. Meanwhile, Rocky heads to the other carts, allowing the team to escape. They leave and head to the port. Upon arrival, they see the boat leaving. They start shouting at the boat's captain, asking him to come back and save them, but he ignores them. Tilden tells them he has a plan. He ties a rope to a metal tool, throws it onto the boat, and uses some boxes to form a makeshift bridge. He climbs the boxes and manages to get on the boat. Chucky follows the same plan and boards the boat. Now it's Teak and Petrie's turn. They try to climb the boxes, but Petrie's weight causes them to fail. At this moment, the boat's captain notices the team's efforts and throws a rope into the water, leaving Teak and Petrie behind. Teak swims back to shore using the boxes. Zombies attack them as soon as they see them. A bus suddenly appears, running over the zombies and killing them. The bus driver approaches Teak and Petrie, asking them to get on. He tells them, "I'm a friend of Sal. He asked me to save you." Meanwhile, Chucky and Tilden are on the wrong boat. They ask the captain about Sal, but he replies, "I don't know anyone by that name," and leaves them. At the same time, the bus driver drives into the water without the bus sinking. Sia asks the driver, "Why aren't we sinking?" He replies, "Sal modified this bus to allow it to enter water without sinking." They are overjoyed to have saved themselves and escaped the zombie-infested city. And here, the series ends. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an updates. See you in the next video.